Okay, so here we are, Saturday evening. I reordered that CCNA book that I had a problem with last time. They didn't deliver it. They said it was undeliverable, and they said it was damaged. When I went to a whole fiasco of calling back and calling this and calling here and everything like that, talked to them online and everything like that. So today I decided to look into it again. Same book, same situation, and I was able to get it delivered. The only reason I reordered it today was because I was able to get it today between 2 and 6. So okay, fine. Went through, tracking it because I didn't want to miss it. And then as soon as it went from shipped and everything like that, as soon as it hit out for delivery, it was no longer 2 to 6. It was full 45 to 5:45. So it kicked in like that. So it's right here. I didn't open it. Didn't do anything with it. I just got it. So I am going to open it here. There's something rattling around there. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to see what's going on. Open it up. I just want to get these books going and get reading. And there's courses. There's 3 different people that do videos on YouTube for CCNA. There's a David Bombel. He does. He has 48 videos. He has. There is a Network Chuck. He's got, I think, 15 videos that does. These are all great people that do free videos, free courses, and free network stuff, hacking stuff, cybersecurity stuff, anything, and all that kind of stuff. And then there's another one, Jeremy's IT Labs. That is on YouTube, and I think he has 115 videos that he does for just CCNA. There's ones that you can do for Network Plus and stuff like that. I still want to get the Network Plus, but I want to do labs that I'm working on. I'll probably be working on some tomorrow, and I want to get this CCNA book, these 2 books, because the CCNA is what follows along with the David Bombel YouTube videos and stuff like that. He has this one book that is on there. It's volume 1 and volume 2. So he showed that one, so that's why I ordered this. There's not too much that you can get for the CCNA stuff. There's a lot of CompTIA stuff for A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, and everything like that, but there's really not much you can get for CCNA. There's a few and everything like that, but I went with this because this is what he shows in his video. He doesn't really go through it yet. I haven't really watched his course yet, but he mentions it in the first video. He holds it up and stuff like that, so that's why I went with it. So let's see what we got going on here. Let's get this out. Okay, so a little struggle here, hung up on the bag. There's the books. I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is the cup. See, this is what happens on all these. These are all, I noticed if you do the reviews for this stuff, all these are broken. I don't know if they consider, I don't know if this is what the driver considered damage, or I don't know how they operate with, seeing how they pick it up, and if this is what they see. I mean, I don't know why this is in another book or in another box or anything like that, but let's go ahead and see. Yeah, I guess this sits on here. I'm thinking this is what happens. This is falling out. It looks like it just sits in here like this, and it just goes in there, but it's not really setting in there. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm happy I finally got my books. So this shows you volume 1 and volume 2 on here of what is in the book and the core and stuff like that. So this is what it looks like. Don't look so bad. I mean, it doesn't look damaged or anything like that. It doesn't look beat. It looks like it's got tape up here where they try. But I don't know how they shipped this or how they picked this up. But this is what it is and how we got it. So let me take the books out. Let me see what they're like. Set this over here. Here's the books. I've got the 2 books right here that we got for CCNA. This is supposedly the most recent. I don't know much about CCNA as far as how, like CompTIA, their certifications you have to do every 3 years. I don't understand that. For that, I think it's strictly for monetary reasons. I'm not going to focus too much on that because I just want to get the first Network Plus and go from there, and I'm not going to worry about it if the job doesn't require it. If I get hired in IT or whatever I'm doing, and they don't require you to update it, but if they do, and then they pay for it, or they do that or anything like that, help you get the recertification. I don't really think it's a government thing or anything like that. I think it's strictly just, monetary, where you have to update the thing. I don't really know how that works. But the thing is, they're pass fail, they're $300 something. CCNA is more Cisco, towards everything for Cisco switches and routers and Cisco networks and stuff like that, specifically for that. I mentioned this in another video. And the Network Plus gives you a whole rounded kind of thing. But a lot of people say, and I've seen it too, where the CCNA has more meat, as far as more of a bite than as far as your Network Plus. But I don't see too many people getting their CCNA. A lot of people are getting the Network Plus. But I do see it when you do job searches and stuff like that. I do see it where the CCNA comes up or Network Plus comes up, or they want this, they want that, and everything like that. So I'm happy to finally get my books. And got this here. Let me set this down right here. And I'll go through this. This is volume 2 here. It looks like it's got, let's see what it's got. It's got access control, security, and everything like that. See, the thing I started getting into too was the Network Plus. I'm guessing it's all the CompTIA A Plus, Security Plus, and the Network Plus. But I noticed with the Security or the Network Plus, it doesn't really update much. There's still, I have the the Network Plus 007 one, and now I have the 008 one, and the first 12 chapters of the 07 and the first 12 chapters of the 08 are the same, exactly the same. The same questions, the same labs, everything's the same on the first 12 chapters. Now the 008 has 25 chapters in it, so they added some, everything like that. But the problem with it is you just about get it, and 3 years goes by pretty quick, and you have to renew your certification. Again, I don't know how that works. If you don't recertify it, are you going to lose your job or anything? I don't know how that works, or what the mandatory for that is. But a lot of the stuff, and a lot of people have said it too, and I've noticed it too, and everything like that. But people might say, well, why get it? Well, because a lot of places require it, so it's not something you can just choose not to get. You basically have to get it under your belt or under your name and say, hey, I've got my Network Plus, and go from there. At least get your foot in the door, and then worry about the other stuff later. But get your foot in the door with the IT stuff. So this here with the CCNA, but yeah, the Network Plus doesn't seem to really change. They're still talking about outdated stuff and cabling and everything like that, stuff that's not even used anymore, and hubs and routers and switches, and a lot of the stuff, hubs are not around anymore. Old cabling standards, old topologies and stuff like that on how you configure networks and how you set things up and everything like that for your network baseline and stuff like that. A lot of that's outdated. A lot of it's not even in use anymore, and you don't see it no more. A lot of it's been upgraded, so, but you still have to know it for the test. So, but let's give a quick, this is volume 2, so let's see what's in volume 2. Secure, this is, okay, so volume 2 is, let's see, 19 chapters, 428 pages. Then there's a final review, appendixes, and online appendixes and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going through on the Network Plus. I'm going through the, I just finished up writing out all the flashcards. In the back of the book, you'll see a thing where you go to a website, you register your book, and sometimes they ask you a question on, to prove that you had the book and everything like that, just a verification of purchase. And they might ask you, they'll pick out a page of a chapter, and they'll ask you, what is the answer for this question, or what is the first thing on it, or something like that. Just something simple to verify and stuff like that. But I have the the lab simulations that I've been going through today. I worked with a telnet, setting up a telnet simulation on that and everything like that. So that's volume 2. Let's see, volume 1 here. All this, you look on the back of the book and you can get hands-on labs for a lot of this stuff. And we'll go through and see what we got, how many pages on this. Okay, so this has wireless LANs. Yeah, this is more of an advanced Network Plus kind of thing, but this will give me, I think, a better insight into. They're kind of one and the same. Like I said, Cisco is more, or CCNA is more Cisco certification, whereas Network Plus kind of covers everything. But Network Plus seems more along the line of a a money thing and a history lesson, basically, of how networks used to be and how things used to be done 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and stuff like that. So this is a lot of the stuff with that. But this right here looks like it goes to, I don't see the page for this. Yeah, okay. So the last chapter is wireless LANs, and it's 688 pages, and then it goes into appendixes. So it looks like the index glossary. So it looks like the final thing is 758 pages in this one, and this covers implementing VLANs, IP4 addressing, IPv6 routing, and stuff like that. Introduction network and stuff. So this will I'll go through this tonight, like I do all my study guides. And then on here it tells you, as I mentioned on this, what it mentions on here for these for volume 1 and volume 2, simulator light labs, and it's got 21 labs on volume 1 and 13 labs on volume 2, simulator light labs. So I'll have to look into that. But it's got interface statuses and settings, switch passwords, and interface settings and configuring scenarios and VLAN troubleshooting. And in volume 2 it mentions ACL, extended ACL, ACL 1, 2, 3. I guess that's access for the access control versions and stuff like that. I didn't know there was many versions and stuff like that, but that looks like it's all volume 2 simulator labs and stuff like that. So I will go through all this and see what I can do. The other thing too that I have to get into is, when I get a chance, is I'm going to have to upgrade my RAM for a lot of this stuff that I want to get into. As far as, I have Packet Tracer on there, but for some reason I have the guest thing. I don't have the actual guest, the actual login for that. I have a guest thing which I can use it and stuff like that. That's another thing that I want to learn how to do for that, along with this studying. And another thing too is, a lot of times you have to download stuff, and it gives you requirements. You have to have a certain amount of this, or you have to have a certain amount of hard drive space, or the biggest thing is the RAM. You have to have a lot of RAM. So I want to try and upgrade to about, I have 8 gigabytes of RAM in this one, and it's okay for a lot of stuff, but it's not real good to, like most of them say 4 gigabytes and stuff like that, but that's just to download, and once you start using it and stuff like that. So if I can get something with 16 gigabytes of RAM or something like that, then I'll know a lot better. And what I'll try to do is, if I can get a laptop like that, I'd like to really get a laptop to where I can just keep it for that, just wipe everything, try to get everything and not use it for anything other than those labs and practice stuff and everything like that. But I'm hoping by that time that I have my Network Plus, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. But I'm pretty happy that I finally got my books, and I'm going to go through this and see what happens, and I'll share some more videos on this.